Commissioners? Are you ready? Go ahead. Okay. Good morning, everybody, and we're going to call our regular business meeting to order. This is the regular business meeting of the Mason County Commission for October 22nd, 2024. We're going to go ahead and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Monty Ritter, would you do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here.
Next up, we have correspondence and organizational business.
Wendy Smith, Executive Director for the Port of Shelton, sent in the Port of Shelton tax levy for 2025. Advisory board applications were received from Dean Jewett for the Timberland Regional Library Board of Trustees and the Historic Preservation Commission, and from Jan Goodpaster for the Historic Preservation Commission. Pierce County Planning and Public Works sent in the Pierce County Unified Sewer Plan update, determination of significance, and request for comments on scope of non-project environmental impact statement. Paul Weinecke, Superintendent for Southside School District, sent in a letter regarding Collier Road. Peninsula Services sent in a letter requesting a donation of surplus land from Mason County. The Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in the following: cannabis license application for Shelton Retail Enterprises, liquor license applications for Burger Claim and More and HK and JY Entertainment, Haru Sushi Teriyaki and Wok, liquor license approval for Burger Claim and More, cannabis renewal license application for New Day Growery Group, and Forefront LLC, liquor license renewal applications for PS27 Inc., Trey Agave, and Langdon. The Hoodsport Fire and EMS sent in a letter requesting the county review building standards for roof snow loads. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission sent in a letter regarding Owner's Dam Safety Program internal review for the Cushman, Nisqually River, Cowlitz River, and Wainuchi projects. And the Mason County Assessor's Office sent in the annual notice of value.
Thank you. Item number 4.2, Employee Service Award news release.
So Mason County is actually recognizing employees today from 11:30 to 12:30. We have 22 employees that are getting years of service awards. So it looks like the longest tenure we have is 25 years. Oh no, excuse me, 30 years.
30.
So, yeah, so there's 22 employees that'll be recognized.
I think the longest I've seen is, what, 35?
35.
It's pretty amazing when you look through the list, because we've had individuals that have worked with us and been part of the county family for, I mean, there's 10, 25, 30
Since
years.
that guy up there on the wall in the beginning. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't even know Michael Dorsey was that old, but,
He's old. He's
Yeah.
old. He just started here very young.
yeah.
He was the kid bringing the coal in when he first started. Next up, item number 4.3, Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board opening news release.
The Mason County Parks and Advisory Board opening. The Board of County Commissioners is seeking applications for community members who are interested in serving on the Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board. The Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board provides recommendations to the Board of County Commissioners regarding the planning, acquisition, development of parks, trails, and related programs in Mason County. The Parks and Trails Advisory Board is a 7-member board appointed by the Mason County Commissioners. Ideally, there would be 2 positions for each commission district and 1 at-large position. If the vacancies cannot be filled with members from the respective districts as desired, at-large members residing anywhere in Mason County can be substituted. The intent is to provide equal geographical representation from throughout Mason County if possible. Currently, there are 4 District 2 representatives and 2 District 3 representatives. There is 1 open position to fill. If you have an interest in the Parks, Trails, or Advisory other outdoor recreational opportunities and would like to make a difference in your community, you are encouraged to apply. The Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board meets on the fourth Thursday of each month at 4 p.m. Interested citizens may obtain an application at the Mason County Commissioner's Office, 401 North 5th Street, Shelton, or by calling Shelton 427-9670, extension 419, or by visiting the Mason County website. Applications will be accepted until the position is filled.
Thank you. Is there any other correspondence or organizational business to come before us?
There is none.
Thank you. Item number 5, open forum for citizens input. This is your opportunity to speak to the commission on any item that is not on the agenda. If it's on the agenda, we ask that you wait. You'll be given an opportunity to speak at that time. So again, if it's not on the agenda, in the room first, you're gonna have 3 minutes to speak, 15 minutes total for everybody, so if you don't mind, please be brief. I'm gonna start in the room. If you would like to speak to the commission on item not on the agenda, raise your hand and I'll call on you. Yes. Please come forward, say your name and perhaps where you're from.
Good morning, Susan Kirchhoff from the Youth Connection. I'm the Executive Director and Founder of the Youth Connection. We provide services to young people throughout Mason County that are 12 to 24. Every day I come across challenges within our demographic addressing the growing need for affordable housing. It's not just us, it's everywhere. Access to treatment center and mental health support. I feel like we're in a vicious round robin circle. As a person who has lived experience with homelessness on 3 different times in my life, I will tell you the housing instability is a big crisis. I recognize the absolute necessity to address this and a growing issue within our community. Just this last week, Washington State Commerce did a 5-year homeless housing strategic plan, which shares many great focuses, which include increasing the number of permanent housing units across the state. I'm encouraging, if you have the opportunity as commissioners to apply, or Mason Health or whatever, there is going to be a lot of funding they're pushing for to help the statewide homeless crisis system in performing goals that they're hoping for is high performing, has accountability and transparency, expanding connections and coordinating between systems to include behavioral health organizations, jails, prisons, and youth services as their focus. Involving individuals with lived experience in the process and learning how best to work with and improve the situation within our unhoused population. They know what works. We shouldn't just guess because they do understand. As we look at the situation in our community, I see amazing opportunities to work with and improve our system. Just 2 weeks ago, I met with Community Lifeline, which we all know has been a sore subject in our community. They approached me to be a consultant, and I agreed that I would help them, which I think is really a positive move in fixing our system and helping with the challenges that we have. We have already agreed to some of the changes which will be put in place in November 1st. I'm excited at the opportunity to support them and help them because they are a much needed organization in our community, and we need to have them work in a viable way that we can all work together. The change in my goal is to help change their process and help improve their reputation within the community. I think that the best way we can do that is to work together. I just want to remind everyone here, the majority of our unhoused individuals did not wake up one morning and decide today is the day I choose to be homeless, because I know I didn't do that in my life. Just like myself, each time I was homeless, it was as a result of something out of my control, which caused the situation. So as we pass people who are homeless, remember they are human. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else who would like to speak that's in the room? Yes, please come forward. And make sure it's not on the agenda.
Paul Winnicky, Southside School District Superintendent, not on the agenda.
No, you're good.
I want to thank the commissioners for accepting my letter and bringing attention to an unsafe situation that we've been working with the county with for the past 4 years. I want to thank Loretta for reopening our conversation so we can address and mitigate the passing situation of cars on Collier Road during our pickup time at the end of the day. I want to encourage you to meet during any pickup time so we can observe it. That includes our parent-teacher conferences where we have students, parents picking up their students at noon. For a half day, we still have the full population of parents there coming in. And on a half day, there's more parents that come in stage to pick up. So seeing them at noon over the 6 days that we have from Friday, October 25th through November 1st is actually a good time to see it if that meets your schedule. All I need in this conversation is about 4 feet. And we're looking at expanding now the west side where we have a neighbor who is actually willing to give up part of their easement so that we can at least pave part so 2 cars can pass going in opposite directions, a stage line that we have for only 6 minutes in a day. So we're looking at something pretty simple to be able to complete, and then looking at a long-range solution with the engineers and the and the surveyors on maybe on our back 40. Eventually, that's going to take time, and that's going to take investment. And I appreciate your attention and the continued conversation in our community. I don't have my board here. I'm representing the school on my own. They were willing to come down, but I said we're more willing to have these conversations where we can actually make the difference and make the change among the experts. So thank you, and thank you for your attention and your time.
Thank you. Anybody else in the audience? Yes, please, come on up, Monty.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
So, just so you know, Monty used to be a member of the Parks Board, right?
And I have to say, it's a wonderful opportunity for someone. It's a great way to get to know our community. My name is Monty Ritter. I live in the Shelton Urban Growth area. I was on the Mason County Park Board, and it was a wonderful 3 terms that I got to serve. Unfortunately, I would love to be able to go back there, but currently I have the opportunity of working with our park board in creating a trail, which is something that we need in Mason County, that goes from the Mason County recreational area to the city of Shelton and allows the kids at the Mason County High School a safe way to get to the Mason County recreational area without having to walk on the side of Johns Prairie Road. We have an opportunity we were unable to fulfill while I was a park board member, and this week on Thursday at the 4 o'clock park board meeting in this very room, we will be discussing. I've been happy to have our park board place this opportunity, this proposal. Pardon me, I'm sorry. We have an opportunity to discuss placing this proposal back on our Mason County comp plan so that it would be possible for our county commissioners to discuss it. The first step is for the people to go to our park board and ask our park board that if they would consider making a motion to approve placing this proposal in front of our county commissioners for them to place on the comp board. I would like to invite members of the community to attend this Thursday's 4 o'clock meeting, either in person here or on Zoom. This is a great opportunity for everybody in Mason County, not just the people who live in the city of Shelton, because it's people from all over Mason County who benefit from this. And so I'm really happy that our Mason County Park Board's taking this up on their agenda, and I look forward to having a discussion with them about this at 4 o'clock this Thursday. Thank you again for your time, everyone. Sorry that
It's okay. Thank you, Monty.
appreciate that.
Is there anybody else in the room who would like to speak to the commission on an item not on the agenda? If so, please raise your hand. Pick that time to rub your eyes. Yeah, it's all right. Is there anybody on Zoom that would like to talk to the commission about an item that is not on the agenda? I'm going to go ahead and call on one right now because I saw you. Yep, go ahead. Please say your name and perhaps where you're from or representing.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tamara Inkwalson, and I live in the Lake Limerick area, and I'm speaking on behalf of New Horizon Communities to invite you to our solar panel ribbon cutting on October 30th in partnership with South Sound Solar. And so now all of our villages have solar panels on all of the tiny homes and the community buildings. So we'd like to invite you to join us on October 30th at 11 a.m. at our Shelton Veterans Village. And you can go to our Facebook page to RSVP, or you can email me at info@nhcommunity.org. communities.org to let me know you're coming, and we'll have a little bit of light refreshments, but it'll be really cool for everyone to see how we've been able to accomplish solar panels and everything to help minimize our carbon footprints, and also to help look at different ways that we can really leverage resources and investments and be able to then redirect those savings into working with our residents, bringing on-site programs to meet them where they are to help them be more successful on their path and goal.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Is there anybody else online who would like to speak to the commission on any item not on the agenda? Please unmute yourself, say your name, and I will call on you. Or you can raise your hand. Anybody else on Zoom would like to speak to an item not on the agenda? Unmute yourself, say your name, or raise your hand, and I will call on you. Hearing none, one last chance. Anybody in the audience? We will move on to item number 6, adoption of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move adoption of today's agenda as presented.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded for the adoption of today's agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. There are no minutes, so we're going to go ahead and move on to item number 8. Item number 8 is the approval of the action agenda. All items listed under the action agenda will be read into the public for record, after which you'll be given an opportunity to ask a question to decide whether or not you want to take it off for a separate vote. If you'd like to testify or see how we vote separately on an issue, you would have it taken off, and we will address it individually. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read item number 8.1 through 8.3. Commissioner Trask, if you will read 8.4 through 8.7. Commissioner Schutte, if you'll read 8.8 through 8.10. I should have took that last one. Item number 8.1, approval of warrants and treasurer's electronic remittance, claims, clearing fund, warrants number 8107988 through 8108249. The amount, $1,975,690.01. Direct deposit fund, warrants number 110316 through 110724. The amount, $915,946.72. Salary clearing fund, warrants number 7008424 through 7008459. The amount, $1,217,309.24. Item number 8.2, approval of the settlement agreement, release of all claims in the Eric Hurd versus Mason County lawsuit filed in Thurston County, cause number 24-2-03410-34. Item number 8.3, approval of resolution of intent to execute a permanent and temporary easement on parcel number 41901-12-60000 to Northwest Pipeline LLC for the installation of a anti-corrosion facility and approval for the chair to execute the permanent facility easement agreement and temporary construction workspace easement for the 20-foot parameter and 20-foot temporary easement along Quallam Road on parcel number 41901-12-60000.
Item 8.4, approval to remove Dennis Hamilton from the Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board due to lack of attendance. Item 8.5, approval to replace the Walker Park caretaker's roof for the approximate cost of $10,000. Item 8.6, approval of the following recommended homeless response system funding amounts. Crossroads Housing, $112,000. Rental Assistance Fund, $125,000. 5-year plan facilitation, $125,000, reserve $40,000, and approval to send rejection letters to New Horizons Community Action Council and Shelton Family Center. Item 8.7, approval to set a public hearing for Monday, December 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. to consider adoption of the 2025 budget for Mason County. Copies of the 2025 preliminary budget will be available to the public on Monday, November 8th. At 2024, not at.
Mr. Chair, item 8.8, approval to set a public hearing for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 9:15 a.m. to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied for current expense in county road for 2025. An increase to the current expense in county road property tax levies for 2025 may be considered. Item 8.9, approval for the county administrator to enter into contract with J.A. Morris for Building 10 District Court Phase 2 in the amount of $1,048,000. And item 8.10, approval of the letter of support for the City of Shelton's application for funding for the Connecting Housing to infrastructure program.
Now that all items have been read into the record, this is your opportunity to decide whether or not you would like something taken off for a separate vote, or if you have any questions to help you make that decision. The first thing I'll ask, is there anybody in the audience has any questions that they'd like to ask to decide? I see none in the audience. Is there anybody in Zoom who has any questions that they would like to ask of the commission regarding any of these items to decide whether to take it off for a separate vote? If so, unmute yourself, say your name, or raise your hand. Anybody in Zoom? Unmute yourself, say your name, raise your hand. Hearing none? Oh.
Could we take 8.9 off for a separate vote, please?
All right. Is there any items that anybody in the room would like taken off for a separate vote? Now would be the time to do that. Please raise your hand. I see none. Anybody on Zoom that would like an item taken off for a separate vote, raise your hand and let me know the item. Or unmute yourself, say your name. Hearing none. Commissioners, do you have any items you would like taken off for a separate vote? No? Okay. I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of action items numbered 8.1 through 8.10, with the exception of item 8.9, which is removed for a separate discussion and vote.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda in its entirety, except for the removal of item number 8.9 for a separate vote. Any discussion, comments?
Not for me.
Aye. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Next up, item number 8.9. Would you like to take it?
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, so this is a contract that we're going to enter into with J.A. Morris for the final completion of Phase 2 on Building 10. The dollar amount listed of $1,048,000 is the base bid. There are 5 alternatives that we actually put out there in case the dollar amount came in above our budget. And I'd like to actually include those in there. So I'd like to request that the commission revise that amount to $1,212,000. That's the total amount of
With an up to instead?
well, it's $1,212,000 will be the total. And that includes all of the alternate bids in there. So they can do some additional work that we were kind of holding off to the side to say, if we didn't have enough money to pay the contractor to do it, our facility staff would do it, but it actually fell within the budget, so I'd like to include it all within the J.A. Morris contract.
Kelly seems to approve as well. Yeah, I
I
think
apologize, I didn't catch that earlier, but I didn't want to.
That's all right.
We've already been briefed on those bid alternatives, so
Yes.
we know the scope of work, so
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
comfortable with
Would
that.
you like to make a motion?
Sure. Mr. Chair, I move approval of item 8.9, approval for the county administrator to enter into a contract with J.A. Morris for Building 10 District Court Phase 2 in the amount of $1,212,000.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of county administrator to enter into contract with J.A. Morris for Building 10 District Court Phase 2 in the amount of $1,212,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Next, item number 9, which is other business, department heads or elected officials. Do we have any department heads or elected officials who'd like to speak today? If so, no? Yes, please, step forward. Tell us who you are, please.
Good morning, Loretta Swanson, Mason County Public Works Director. I just wanted to give a quickie update on the Shetland Road RID and let commissioners know that it has been rocked and graded, and Mike can correct me if I'm wrong here. We're probably too late in the season to get the chip seal completed this year. We were doing our darndest and looking for a window, but it will be come summer that we get that part wrapped up. So I want to thank our crew who did an amazing job in getting things out there and rocked up and in good shape for this winter. And a quick shout out to the Lake Limerick crew or the community. I know that can be intrusive when you've got trucks and trailers creeping through the community, but 2 days worth of hard work and we got her done. So hats off to our crew and hats off to Mike and team, and thank you commissioners for forming an RID, and we'll get her buttoned up next year.
Loretta, because we're so late in the season on that, does that mean that we'll have to re-grade it, retake care of it before we can?
It seems, I'll hand that off to Mike, but it seems to be holding up pretty well and,
Yeah, the material we put on there will hold up fine. We'll probably have to grade it one more time, probably around February, something like that, but that's about it.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions on that?
Yeah, it's good news.
Okay,
That's awesome.
thank you. Is there any other electeds or department heads who would like to speak at this time? Anybody online, elected or department head who would like to speak at this time? Hearing none, we will move to item number 10, which there is no public hearings, so that's board reports and calendars. Commissioner Shooty, if you don't mind starting us off, Commissioner Trask, then myself.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. So, I don't know, maybe unfortunately for everybody today, a full day with the commission. So we have budget workshop after this, employee service awards, Board of Health meeting, class and comp study meeting. And then this evening, I will be attending the MACECOM employee recognition as well. Super excited to be a part of that. Those folks over there have had a tough several months as they work through the transition and just do a tremendous job day in and day out under tough circumstances. So excited to be able to get out there tonight and show some gratitude to them. Going forward this week and next, also have Housing Behavioral Health Board, have the Small Business Administration Workshop out at Public Works, Behavioral Health, or Thurston Mason DHASO Governance Board meeting, LEAD quarterly meeting. I'll also be at the Veterans Village Solar Dedication. Seems like a really cool project and excited to celebrate that with them. Then I'll be at the Fire Prevention Forum and then back for briefings and another round of commission meetings.
Sounds exciting. So later on, we do have the budget meeting, the employee recognition, the Board of Health, and the class comp workshop today. Tomorrow, SWAC meeting along with an LTAC meeting as Diane transitions out. We're trying to reorganize that. Meeting with Mary and HR. Sheriff's breakfast is Friday morning. Turning Point we have, it used to be called Power the Purse, but we're calling it Empower this year. So that's Saturday. If you don't have your tickets, get them now. Just saying, it's going to be fun. And Monday's briefing, Wasatch Virtual. And then I'll be meeting with the Suquamish Tribal Council on Tuesday. Something is going on with the Shelton Veterans Village. Oh, well, there's also on the 30th. So is that the 30th or the 31st?
I don't know whatever day that, I don't know.
I don't know.
Tamara did tell us.
Tamara?
Tamara, you're still on.
If you're
I think she said the
30th?
The 30th.
Hi,
Yeah, I
what
do
can
have
I
it.
help with? The audio's not very good. and I've got
The
my
date-
speakers
the date of
maximized,
your
so
event.
I apologize if I missed a question.
The date of your event.
Is that the 30th?
October 30th at 11 a.m.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
So far, you've got 2 people announcing that they're going to be there.
Woohoo!
Then I have my Turning Point monthly board meeting. We have a Halloween potluck here, so that should be fun. And then the 31st is also Halloween Spooktacular with Shelton Downtown Merchants. So I'm hoping that we can maybe get some people here too. Just heads up, by the way. Public Works Board meeting, Halloween party at our house, after Halloween, actually. And then we have our briefing on Monday, and it's also the overview of the preliminary budget, Wasatch Virtual Assembly, and then our commission meeting on Election Day.
Okay, so I will probably also be at the Veteran Village thing. We have our budget, we have employee recognition, we have Board of Health, and we have class comp study today that we'll all be at. I will be 3 days doing insurance in the county for risk pool. Then Rotary Cemetery Board, State Regional Transportation Board, Funding Opportunities Left Board, bring us back, and we'll start all over again with our briefings and our regular meetings on Tuesday. With that, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, maybe we adjourn.
I'll second.
Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.